So, Bob, what are you expecting on Saturday night?
Well, I think it's going to be a tough one. I mean, the Springboks have, I suppose traditionally struggled in New Zealand, but this is an exceptional side. They're a good bunch of players. They had a real wobble against the Australian side, who were young and motivated and ready, I suppose, for anything. So I think it's going to be a more evenly matched game. And obviously the Springboks will be up against it, but I think we'll see some colossal struggles, obviously, with the feelings about the scrum at the moment. A lot of people wanting to prove themselves. Typical tough, traditional test match.
Do you think the South Africans will go in trying or aiming just to get the point that they need to win the Tri-Nations, or will the goal be to go out and win the match?
Now, the goal will definitely be to win the match. And as a byproduct to win the Tri-Nations. I know the side, I know their kind of focus. They want to achieve international dominance, and you can't really do it by sort of aiming to come second and win a trophy or win an overall tournament like that. That's not really in their psyche. So I think they'll really be up for it.
Looking at their past record, the defence has been very strong. So the likelihood is that the All Blacks are going to struggle to score 4 tries against this South African side.
Yeah, I mean, the All Blacks have got a great attacking weapon now, at 10 and 12, as well as kicking weapons. They've shifted Nonu out a little bit. He can be more dangerous, coming onto the ball at pace. Great finishers. I wouldn't discount them as a try-scoring unit ever, and I don't think this team has either. But that said, I think the factors of it being at night, quite possibly a little bit slippery, might count against the All Blacks scoring 4 tries. But that's still not the Tri-Nations done and dusted. They could still get 17 points and win on points margin. So the Springboks understand they need to win the game, and that'll be a priority.
What's been the key to the success of the South Africans this year?
I think consistency of selection, empowerment of the players, and then just a good sort of solid self-confidence coming out of a World Cup and a Lions victory. The players have started to believe, in South Africa, because of our checkered history in terms of politics and background, etc. We allow doubt to sort of creep into the mind, and it likes to live there. And this side have been one that have managed to not eradicate it, but I suppose stave it off, and that's allowed them to be more successful.
What's your assessment of the All Blacks and where they're at the moment? Obviously, each World Cup, and past World Cups, the All Blacks have failed to bring home the prize, and perhaps have peaked 2 years out from the World Cup. Where do you see this All Black squad 2 years out from the World Cup now?
Well, I mean, I think if that has been a cycle, it's certainly been reversed. I think they traditionally have been very, very strong 2 years out from a World Cup, and now they're showing a couple of fallibilities. But possibly that's a good thing. Maybe this is a side that's building and gets strong around a World Cup. Specifically because it's at home. There's a lot of national pride, national importance attached to that World Cup, and I've got a lot of respect for their coaching staff and the people involved. They've all done very well in their various teams around the world. So there's no sort of collective negativity about them as a group of people leading the players. Although I know that they have been under a bit of pressure, because there's been an extended contract, etc. But I think the All Blacks at the moment are gearing up to be a very, very dangerous side.
Just finally, what does it mean as a South African former player and for these Springboks to tour New Zealand?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, we get into New Zealand and there's loads of people at the airport. There's rugby everywhere. There's rugby on every newspaper. It feels like home in that sense. And I think rugby people around the world are rugby people. They understand winning, they understand losing, they understand respect. And that's the greatest kinship we've got with New Zealanders, is that we're both primarily rugby countries in terms of national sports. And I think we understand that as tourists here, because it just lifts the level of your enjoyment and excitement. And then we also understand it as a responsibility to deliver a good product.
Go to number8.co.nz.